So obviously not going to make the liturgy today because Bob guy, little dude. Um, Life gets in the way. It's not really an excuse, but life does get in the way. If there's an emergency, you don't. God's not so dreadful, right? So this is. I'm making so many videos. I was just doing them just because I was nothing to do. Bob guy sitting right next to me couldn't read. But recently, it's just a bunch of concerns from someone, and I need to go through and address them. What is it? These things, the difference between the Catholic and Protestant, and if you're struggling between these two things, and you look to pre-Vatican II or even post-Vatican II, what some say, how does that? I mean, because brought up these issues like, what about this? Moses said this for divorce, but Jesus said adultery is um, the only reason for divorce. Um, and the Catholic Church seem to say divorce isn't allowed, but then they kind of don't worry about it or whatever. You can be divorced and be Catholic. Or what's up with that? And if you're Protestant, how could you ever get divorced? Because if you're just using sola scriptura, it's not allowed. I don't know, and it always was. The Protestants could get divorced, but the Catholics couldn't, right? That was the whole thing. That's how Protestantism started, because Henry VIII wanted a divorce. The Pope said, no, you've been married to her. You can't get a divorce. Not at all. There's no... I mean, Catherine of Aragon was a better king than Henry VIII. She actually defended. She was on the battlefield, And she was in armor, but she was on the battlefield. So what's the basic low-level thing I can say about orthodoxy? Because I'm not a spiritual father or anything like this, and I don't know what this person's personal thing is. They're asking out of any reason for, if they're, are they married? What, So I would say this about marriage and divorce. You can't look for a scriptural reference to get divorced. I can't tell you to get divorced. You can't look for an excuse to get divorced. You can't do that. Right? This is the problem many Protestants have, because they'll look for something that starts molding what they need in life, whatever a Protestant needs. And you'll see this, because what else can they do if they're told sola scriptura, right? And they're very devout. It's inevitable. They start shaping how their interpretation of the Bible. I was about to say the Quran, of the Bible is to their life. And that's why you see people who can be filled with hate and read things like the first epistle of John or the Gospel of John or Sermon on the Mount, Sermon on the Plain, things like, how do you read that and get hatred out of it? How do you read love your brothers, you love your enemy? You make excuses, well, I love them, I just don't like them. And I really I don't hate them, I intensely dislike them. Look up the definition of hate. Christ says you can't even call somebody fool, right? What's up with all that? You know, what's up with Paul? But what happened to the Old Testament? Christ keeps saying, you were told this by Moses or God, but I tell you this. Oh, what's with that? You have heard this, but I tell you this. You have heard, you know, you're to give one documentation, you know, for divorce to this person, and you keep one, but I tell you that once man and woman come together, the woman at the well, she said, you have 5 husbands. Was she married 5 times to 5 different guys? Marriage means you had sex. Even in the United States, if you get married legally, it's not actual marriage until you have sex. If both people say we didn't sleep together, you're not married. You're not married yet. You didn't consummate it. Too bad. Or I guess good if you want the divorce. So what's the Orthodox response to that? Christians don't get divorced. There's no divorce in Christendom. Neither is there, you know, being drunk and mean or sinning at all. But we do, right? It's a good thing we got Christ. It's a good thing we got all these apostles and saints praying for us. And we've got all these people around the world praying for us. It's a good thing that we can always come to Christ. It's a good thing that I can turn to you and say, please pray for me. Right? Thank God. I have no idea what someone's personal issues are. And certainly there's no way of walking into an Orthodox church and asking a priest who doesn't know you at all, what do I do about this? You weren't. The idea of Christian life is raised in the church. I mean, you are. You come to the church. Parish priests are married. Women will go in other countries will go to the monasteries to find the novices or whatever they're trained to be priests and stuff to get married. Because the priest's wife is kind of like a mini version of like the first lady almost. It's kind of funny. She doesn't have to technically have any responsibility at all. But she's also the priest's wife, so there's going to be something like that, you know. And the priest has kids. So he can tell you. I mean, he can tell you. He understands. What's the worst thing you could do? There's some things I'd be like, I'm not gonna forgive somebody for that. Burn in hell. I'll kill them if they do that. If I even know that they do that. Might be an Islamic mindset. But I don't even want to say this stuff. It's just so horrible. Like rape somebody young. If I ran into somebody, I'd probably kill him on sight, or get killed by him trying to kill him. I mean, just straight up murder. I don't know how I'd react to something like that, or I'd at least attack them. That's a sin. Does God forgive that? Yeah. Did he forgive me? I didn't rape anybody. But did he forgive me? Yeah. So can I go grab somebody and say, not as a Christian? No. But people screw up, right? can't even, strike someone across the face after they hit you. So how do armies defend off, people that would come and kill the elderly and the orphans and take the widows for themselves? To us, there's no contradiction in any of this. There's no tension. Grace, merit isn't. There's no tension in this. And my videos can only last 15 minutes on here. I think I can go over. I can't hit 16 though. It's something weird. People know, if you have a new YouTube channel, it's not. I think originally it was 10. That's why I had to break things up. Videos that are clearly one video, I'd break up into parts. Luckily I can do the record on the computer. Now I'm able to actually split them. But yeah, I can't give an answer to somebody really, not a clear, not a personal answer on divorce. Divorce happens. As do many of the bad things that we do. And sometimes we plan to do some of the bad stuff. What about somebody who says, I'm going to go out and sleep with somebody tonight? And that's like fun. Video, cut it short. Keep addressing concerns. Take it easy.